into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today. I'm excited to have you guys here joining us on today. So today we're actually discussing if you're trading time for money, now is the time to break free from the one-on-one trap and how to package your expertise for scalability and to widen your impact. Okay. So right now, if you're actually working one-to-one and you're interested in group programs, eventually moving towards digital products and passive income, then today you need to learn how to package your expertise for scalable income beyond the one-on-one services so that you can move into more of the passive income realm. So some key points that we're going to actually cover on today are associated with the limitations of purely one-on-one business models and why they really can limit and bottleneck your business. In addition to that, we're actually going to be discussing and talking a little bit more thoroughly, okay, about identifying what your core expertise is so that you can look at whether or not it is a scalable option for you. All right. And we're going to talk about how to explore different packaging models, group programs, digital courses, memberships, etc. And then how to leverage your VIP3 for diversified income streams. Now, I know those were a lot of words, and you're probably like, good grief, could you break that down just a little bit for me? Sure, we'll do exactly that. So, here in week 4, and today, we're talking about breaking free from the one-to-one model, right? And how to package your expertise for scalable income and wider impact. And so, if you are a seasoned professional and you're looking to transition currently from your W 2 and to leverage your time from that W 2, okay, and move yourself into entrepreneurship, you may be considering one to one coaching or consulting. And that's a great starting point. That's where most entrepreneurs actually start. That's how we started, one-to-one coaching, consulting. We went from a done with you model into a done for you model. Okay. But you have to think about it. That is actually a bottleneck if your business grows faster than you are able to meet the demand for your services because there are only so many hours in a day. And so a truly legacy driven brand, which is the direction that we are pivoting to, as you guys know, in Q3, we are pivoting the brand to get you guys to understand some of the pivots that you have to make in your business. We are focusing on legacy driven brands. And those are, the brand that creates consistent income and makes massive impact, and the fact that it will need to be scalable. This means packaging whatever that expertise, whatever your VIP3, you have to go back and catch on the YouTube channel where we broke down more detailed information on the VIP3. But you want to be able to package that expertise in ways that don't require your direct hourly involvement for each and every client. This is one of the best ways you can truly get your assets in order for exponential growth. And so let's talk about one of the 3 different types of expertise and ways to package it for scalability. So first up is the group coaching model. So instead of coaching one person at a time, coach a group. You leverage your time and the clients benefit from the peer-to-peer interaction. This is really good for delivering your core frameworks like the emergency branding fix-it kit that we have available for you guys for free to a wider audience. This allows you to come into a group community feel. And then if you happen not to ask a question and someone else does ask a question that you didn't even think of, you benefit because you get to see the answer. You also get to see real-time examples of those answers for those different questions pretty much on screen and in real time done for you. It usually is recorded, and most times you have accessibility to that group coaching recording so that you can go back and watch it at your own pace, in your own set speed, pausing. And if that particular realm has a downloadable checklist or a cheat sheet, you're available to follow along, operating inside of your own time frame and do what you need to do on your own screens. Okay. So that is one of the first things that you need to consider for scalability of your area of expertise. The second option that you need to consider is digital products. Now, this is where your intellectual property truly can shine, because if you think about creating an online course, a workshop, templates, or even ebooks based on your VIP3, now you can see where repurposing can really benefit you and it widens the different options that you have, the availability to create with your expertise. Once you create these can now generate passive income, and it can operate for you while you sleep. What do they call that? That sleep money. Okay. It can generate additional income for you around the clock when you're not working, when you're working with other clients, when you're spending time with your family, when you are otherwise exercising what you want to do. Okay. And then thirdly is membership sites. For ongoing support and community, a membership model is crucial because it can provide reoccurring revenue depending on how you have it structured. But it also dedicates space for the ideal client. Okay. So if the individual is a working individual from ages 45 to 65, and currently during the 9 to 5, they're building their salary income, right? And then from 5 to 9, now they're building their entrepreneurial income. This allows you to structure the time frame that they are available to get access to the courses, the ongoing support, any of the live training that you do on hours that is specific for their niche. So we have people in the entrepreneurial world who are available 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the middle of the day for lunch and learn calls because they own their time and their schedule. However, if you have an individual that's working a standard 9 to 5, that lunch hour is very, very pressed for time. It's very crucial. You don't have the availability to do what you want to do on that lunch break hour the way that you want to. However, if you know that even though the videos for the brand new channel release by 1 p.m. every day, then you know on your lunch break you could potentially catch it. You don't have to catch it live. You can catch a re-recording because sometime between 9 and 12 or before 1, it actually debuts. You also have the availability to set alerts on your YouTube channel, which of course, hopefully you'll look below and select the subscribe button and select the bell so you can get the notification as a reminder that you can watch this during your 5 to 9 when you're building your legacy and you're building your empire income time frame. All right. You can actually go back and watch what you may have missed. You can also prepare yourself for each Wednesday at midnight. That's 12 a.m. in the morning, Tuesday night, midnight. Okay. 12 a.m. Wednesday to catch live training for whatever the topic of the month is. And if you're in the Brand New community and you go into that community and you select the events tab inside of the community, you can actually register to get that alert. And it is an email that goes out to you before that time frame. Okay. It tells you the topic. It gives you the link. You can also go ahead and get Fathom. Fathom will allow you to receive any of the recording notes that go on when the Zoom room is open. Okay. So when you take that thought process and you look at your W2 expertise and that it has given you a wealth of knowledge, now you can look at actually structuring that knowledge into assets similar to the ones we've just mentioned, and that can serve many, not just one. And this is how you'll be able to amplify and impact your income, your dreams, your scalability, and then create true financial freedom. So I know in listening to this information, we've noticed before we've had objections that came up, and one of the main one that comes up is creating a course or a group program seems like a lot to do. Well, here's the reframing on that you need to think about, and that's you've already done the hard part. You've already gained the expertise, you've worked the time on the job. Now you just want to package what it is that you know into an organized format, right? What you've already done into a teachable format, all right? What you do every single day into a followable format, okay? And we help you do that by breaking it down into manageable steps, right? The upfront effort pays dividends for years to come. So it makes more sense now for you to invest the time to organize your area of expertise so that you can put it on autopilot. So now you can get that time back. So yeah, you do have to put a little effort in on the front end, but the payoff is much bigger than you could imagine, because if you reframe your thinking and think, I've already done all the hard work, I've learned how to do my job. Now it's just taking the finer points, the greater points, the most crucial points of my job, and turning that into a course that others will want to buy. Now, if you're thinking also that your audience will not buy a digital product, I'm going to first ask, what rock have you been under? Because everything is moving towards digitality. Yes, I know that's not a word, but your audience is looking for solutions. And so, if your digital product solves their specific pain point effectively, then they're going to buy it because they need it. And if you take the opportunity to make it simple for them to buy, to make it organized, to even make it automated for them to buy, then they'll buy. If you start small with a high value product like expanding what it is that you know into a multi-step, but it's got everything packaged easily so they can go from step one, step two, step three to get to the solution, they will buy it. And then the first thing you need to do is test the market. You want to initially put it out there for free so that you can get the feedback. You can make iterations to it and then re-release it with more value for a final price point. And so, if you can think about that psychology behind everything that you know, and if you've never heard of Alex Hermosi, then you need to follow Alex Hermosi, because inside of his most recent platform, he is explaining to you a lot of the thinking that goes on before you ever launch to figure out what your specific niche, what their problem is, and what your solution will do for them. And so, this allows you to save crucial time. It saves you so many speed bumps, so many potholes, because you think about what the solution is that you have and you reverse engineer it by then figuring out what are all the problems that led to that solution. I really hope that makes sense. Okay. So, we've explored how you can package your expertise for scalable income beyond one on one services through group programs, digital products, membership courses, and things like that so that you can leverage your VIP3 for growth. So, of course, if you found information here that was shared and you are actually ready to scale and impact, increase your income and all of that, then what you need to do next, like I said before, you need to go ahead and like the video, comment below, and let me know what's one way that you could envision packaging your current area of expertise. What's one way that you figure out you probably will be good at? And remember, before you can get great, you have to be good, and before you can get good, you have to start. All right. So if you'll subscribe to the channel, you'll get the information for how to download the emergency branding fix-it kit down in that description below. And if you do not see it below, like I said before, go over, join the community at community.martinabrityelverton.com. It'll allow you access to all of the tools that are inside, but more importantly, it'll give you immediate access to the emergency branding fix-it kit so that you can begin to triage your business. You want to start at the beginning, and anything that you've already set up, it'll take you through 9 complete steps for you to triage your business, enhance, revamp, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And if you have not even started your brand yet, this will give you the 9 steps that you need to begin with to build your brand. Keeping in mind the end result is passive income, time freedom, legacy driven brands so that you can what? Leave a legacy. Get your assets in order and leave a legacy. I'm excited to share that with you. And tomorrow we're actually going to be discussing the automated client journey, right? How you can build a system for consistent growth. So it'll lead you a little bit from the things that we talked about today into how to actually get it implemented in an organized fashion. I hope that makes sense for you guys, and I hope to see you on tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time on today. I greatly appreciate it.